The studio lights shone brightly, the applause rang warmly, and the familiar rhythm of morning television hummed along, comforting millions of viewers. Live with Kelly and Mark had always felt like a safe, cheerful space where laughter came easily, and mornings began with optimism. But on this particular day, something shifted beneath the practiced smiles and playful banter. A quiet, deeper truth surfaced, one that few expected. What unfolded was not a planned segment or promotional tease. It was real life, raw and unscripted. Mark's unexpected confession. Mark Consuelo, known for his charm, confidence, and unshakable presence, revealed a struggle he had carried silently for years. It started as a casual conversation, drifting into something more personal, until the moment arrived where honesty became unavoidable. For decades, Mark had lived in the public eye, balancing acting, television hosting, and a family. Fans saw the highlight reels, award shows, glamorous events, a picture-perfect marriage, and an enduring public persona. What they didn't see were the invisible pressures, the weight of expectations, and the quiet battle to stay grounded while constantly observed. Pressure factor worker, one thursinzer in the UR. Chadris of Saudakark. Mark spoke candidly about the constant need to perform, to appear confident, strong, and unshakable. Being a husband, father, and public figure meant carrying burdens silently. "You don't want to admit you're struggling," he said, reflecting a mindset many men are taught from an early age. The fear of being seen as weak slowly builds walls, even between those who love you. Your value begins to feel tied to what you provide, rather than who you are. In that moment, millions of viewers recognized a familiarity in his words, the quiet anxiety they too carried every day. Anxiety behind the smile. The anxiety Mark described wasn't dramatic or sudden. It was a subtle, constant hum that followed him everywhere. It lingered before going on air, during long nights after the kids had gone to bed, and when applause had faded into silence. This hum was a quiet companion, reminding him of the pressure to succeed and the fear of disappointing others. He admitted there were times when he questioned his own worth outside the roles he played. Actor, host, husband, father. For years he dismissed it as stress, telling himself he just needed to toughen up. Kelly's silent support. Beside him, Kelly listened without interruption or deflection. Her calm presence provided a safe space, allowing Mark to speak freely. Their shared history, decades of partnership, created a depth of understanding that was palpable, even through the television screen. She reached for his hand, a simple gesture that conveyed support, solidarity, and empathy. In those few moments, viewers could sense that this was real, unscripted, and profoundly human. The weight of masculinity. Mark reflected on how societal expectations of men often prevent vulnerability. The idea that asking for help equals weakness, he explained, can isolate individuals and strain relationships. Over time, trying to carry everything alone erodes connection with those closest to you. Mark admitted that learning to ask for help and allowing himself to be vulnerable had been one of the hardest lessons of his life. This insight resonated deeply with viewers, particularly fathers, partners, and professionals who silently carry similar burdens. Turning the spotlight inward. The revelation wasn't about fame or career, it was about identity and authenticity. Mark spoke about losing sight of oneself when the world only sees a curated version. The highlight reels don't tell the story of quiet struggle, of anxiety and exhaustion, of moments when confidence falters. He shared how the act of speaking openly allowed him to reclaim a sense of self, not defined by external expectations, but by honesty and human imperfection. The moment of connection. What made the confession so powerful wasn't just the content, but the context. This was live television, where emotions cannot be rehearsed or edited. Millions watched as Mark chose truth over performance. The segment transformed the studio into a space where authenticity mattered more than perfection. Applause followed, but it felt different. Gratitude for courage, for representation, and for the reminder that even those who seem to have it all can struggle deeply. Audience response. The public reacted immediately, not with shock, but with recognition. Social media lit up with messages from viewers seeing themselves in Mark's words. People shared personal stories of anxiety, burnout, and silent struggles. Some credited the confession with giving them the courage to speak about their own experiences. Fathers, professionals, and partners saw that admitting vulnerability didn't diminish respect. It enhanced connection and understanding. In that moment, Mark became more than a television personality. He became a mirror, reflecting the struggles of countless others beyond television. After the segment, the atmosphere behind the cameras lingered with reflection. Staff members quietly thanked him, others nodded with understanding, and backstage conversations carried a new depth. In an industry built on timing and polish, Mark's honesty landed like a long, deep exhale. Later at home, the house felt different, quieter, calmer, and lighter. The relief of unburdening himself gave way to a subtle, enduring shift. Small changes, big impact. In the following days, Mark noticed changes in his interactions both at work and at home. Conversations became more authentic, humor remained, but there was now space for honesty. Guests referenced the moment, some openly discussing their own mental health struggles. His children, old enough to understand nuance, asked questions with curiosity instead of fear. Mark answered them truthfully, showing that adults too can experience struggles, and that talking about them is not shameful. The ripple effect of his confession extended far beyond the studio, touching viewers and colleagues alike. Redefining Strength. Mark's message emphasized that strength doesn't come from silence or carrying burdens alone. Real courage lies in honesty and vulnerability. He showed that admitting challenges and asking for help doesn't make you weaker, it makes you human. In a culture obsessed with curated perfection, this quiet rebellion against facade resonated deeply, inspiring viewers to embrace authenticity in their own lives. Healing through honesty. Over time, Mark embraced small, intentional changes. He honored quiet moments, named his feelings instead of burying them, and resisted dismissing exhaustion. Progress wasn't linear, and some days remained heavy, but he no longer faced them alone. The live TV confession became a personal reference point, a reminder of the importance of honesty, self-care, and connection. A catalyst for change. Mark's live revelation transformed a morning show into a moment of social significance. Mental health advocates praised his courage for breaking stigma, especially around men's emotional well-being. Fans felt seen and understood, some finding the words they had long lacked to express their experiences. By choosing transparency, Mark modeled that seeking help and expressing vulnerability are signs of true strength. Lasting legacy. Ultimately, the confession left a lasting imprint on everyone involved, from the viewers to the crew to his family. Mark Consuelo demonstrated that even the most composed individuals face internal battles, and that sharing those battles can foster connection, empathy, and courage in others. His honesty served as a reminder that behind every smile, every success, there is often a story of struggle and resilience waiting to be acknowledged. Moving forward. The live TV moment didn't just end with applause, it marked the beginning of a broader conversation about emotional well-being, vulnerability, and authenticity. Mark's experience became a touchstone for others seeking courage to speak their truth, offering hope that admitting difficulty is not a sign of weakness, but a pathway to understanding, empathy, and real human connection. For more stories like this and updates on mental health and wellness, subscribe to our channel and like this video. Stay inspired and connected.